Hello everyone, thank you for being here today. Welcome to this event and to this meeting. My name is John O'Toole. I'm a certified Odoo consultant and business development manager here in Nivel Group. I have been around the last 25 years or so providing consulting services for software implementation, system integration, and project management. Today we will be presenting a business case in Odoo Implementation for one of our main customers. It's a medical devices company. So today's agenda, we will start the meeting with an interview that we did to Marino Confis. Marino Confis, he is the production manager and project leader for the whole implementation in every business area. He has been with this project since the beginning. In this interview, Marino will talk about the company, what it is they do, and what were the challenges they were facing when they decided to change the system that they used. We will be talking about the implementation, how it went, how we divided the different phases of the implementation, and what was the approach for the solution. So ending this, we will talk about the results and what were the benefits this implementation brought to the business. And closing the event, we will talk about a little bit about our company, Nivel Group, and what it is that we do. So thank you. Let's start first with the interview, and we will join again.
Cormedic es una pyme, una empresa cordobesa que se dedica a la innovación y desarrollo de soluciones en tecnología médica estética. Es una empresa de 14 años aproximadamente en el mercado, más de 30 equipos en los distintos agentes médicos que se utilizan en las terapias de estética, que hoy exporta todo lo que es Latinoamérica y fabrica fuerte en el mercado argentino. Y es una empresa que no ha parado de crecer. Éramos alrededor de 35 personas y hoy estamos superando la barrera de los 100. Veníamos de utilizar muchos sistemas y muchas soluciones por separado. Una central que comandaba todo lo que es la parte operacional y de manufactura y de ingeniería de diseño de producto. Otro gran software que llevaba toda la parte administrativo contable, y el resto de la gestión se llevaba por planillas. En un momento de crecimiento buscábamos una solución de escalabilidad en un producto que pudiera integrar todas estas aplicaciones para tratar de apostar a una solución que perdure en el tiempo y que nos permita incorporar el 100% de nuestras operaciones, y adaptado al costo y al alcance que podíamos tener en lo que era Argentina. Contratamos a una empresa de software que nos ayudara en todo un proceso que llevó casi un año, de ayudarnos a entender qué necesitábamos. Barajamos opciones de hasta crear nuestro propio departamento de sistemas y seguir desarrollando a medida de lo que necesitábamos, o pasarnos a algo totalmente datado y cerrado que nos diera la solución integral. Analizamos alrededor de 7 opciones locales, eran todos desarrollos argentinos, productos que ya estaban funcionando, que los conocíamos en nuestro mercado, y aparecieron algunas opciones más internacionales con otra presencia a nivel mundo. Entre una de las muchas opciones que salieron estaba Odoo, y la gran diferenciación que tuvo Odoo en ese momento fue el que Odoo contaba con la localización argentina y el alcance que era integral del 100% de nuestras necesidades, y por el tamaño de empresa que éramos en ese momento. La tecnología cloud, que era uno de los pocos productos que realmente era cloud con un sistema web nativo. El costo de implementación en comparación a las ofertas internacionales era por lo menos mucho más cercano a lo que podíamos afrontar como inversión. En otros esquemas, las licencias eran muy costosas, y hoy hasta el último puesto de producción tiene su licencia, está cargado en el sistema y va generando la información y avanzando en el proceso paso a paso. Realmente eso estuvo muy bueno. básicamente hicimos 2 cortes grandes. Una primera implementación que tomó todo lo que es administrativo, contable y comercial, hasta la parte de inventarios, y luego en otra fase, que es la que hoy estamos implementando y continuamos implementando, que es la de operaciones de ingeniería y de calidad y de fabricación. Ese corte nos permitió ir absorbiendo de a uno estas soluciones que nosotros antes teníamos por separado, que eran muchos software distintos, y decidimos implementarlo de forma como política lo más estándar posible, tratando de aprovechar el 100% de la customización que permite Odoo, los módulos existentes y las configuraciones que tiene, que son muy amplias. Hemos hecho apenas 2 modificaciones muy pequeñas, una en un formato específico de número de serie que necesitábamos por una normativa de regulación, y otra en una conexión con un tipo de impresora que permite imprimir etiquetas de seguimiento. Pero realmente hoy creo que tenemos más del 95% de la implementación estándar de Odoo, y lo que nos da una tranquilidad y una seguridad para esto de poder seguir adaptándonos, creciendo, cambiando de versión y actualizando y siguiendo las mejores prácticas que propone el sistema. La regulación nos pedía determinadas exigencias, y uno de los aspectos centrales es la trazabilidad que nos exige la AMNAT, desde cada componente que nosotros compramos, cómo eso participa en el proceso de fabricación. Luego pasa todos los aspectos de controles de calidad que permiten garantizar el correcto funcionamiento de esas piezas, y luego incluso en el mismo sistema el seguimiento hasta el cliente final, y sabemos exactamente quién tiene cada pieza, cada componente de principio a fin. Esto es algo clave que exige la norma y algo que nosotros estábamos buscando en cualquier producto que nos diera la solución, así que Odoo cumple con esto. Creo que en cualquier proceso es la adaptación al cambio por parte de los usuarios. Fue un proceso y es un proceso continuo de ir absorbiendo y cambiando la forma en que se trabajaba y adaptarse a que esta era la nueva forma, la forma conexa, la forma que resolvía más integralmente, pero quizás cada uno lo veía desde su pequeño foco. Es muy difícil abstraerse del cómo lo haces a lo que realmente necesitas y abrir la cabeza a nuevas posibilidades. Veníamos de una comunicación descentralizada nuevamente, utilizando más de 10 plataformas distintas para comunicarnos, y Odoo no ha reemplazado todas realmente, pero ha centralizado la mayoría, con el módulo de conversaciones, arrobar y hacer preguntas sobre una orden de compra determinada, sobre una venta determinada. Después el historial y la transparencia del sistema para todas esas comunicaciones, y hoy está todo visible para todos, para que tengamos un perfecto seguimiento de lo que está sucediendo con cada proceso, con cada proyecto. Eso creo que es uno de los aspectos centrales. Y después lo amigable del sistema y lo que te invita a poder hacer muchas más acciones de las que te presentan a primera vez. Creo que la herramienta de los filtros es una también de la que la gente tardó en aprender a familiarizarse, algo que no traíamos y no teníamos en otros sistemas, y hoy no se lo puede sacar a nadie. De moderar esa información y esos datos y poder convertirla en información súper valiosa para cada área. Nuevamente, algo que no esperábamos que esté, no lo contábamos, y apareciendo en la herramienta está buenísimo. Accedimos a la página de Odoo, que tiene una lista de los partners. Le hemos llamado a más de 12, y realmente fue el único Nible Group el que nos brindó seguridad sobre el campo de acción al cual queríamos implementar, sobre todo en la parte operacional de una empresa que era manufactura, en un rubro que tiene muchas normativas respecto a la parte médica, porque nos rige el AMNAT, y eso hizo que muchos se descartaran solo porque nos vendían soluciones para algo más cerrado de comercial o de CRM. Con Nible encontramos la posibilidad de implementar todos nuestros procesos en la herramienta, que de hecho tenía la aplicación de todos los módulos. Integración es la palabra clave, y es lo que buscábamos desde un primer momento. Integración de todos los procesos que antes estaban desconectados entre sí. Hay un orden que esto genera internamente. No teníamos un CRM, por ejemplo, y totalmente desconectado a la fabricación. Hoy tenemos eso integrado y nos permite un tiempo de respuesta mucho más rápido, soluciona muchos problemas, eficiencia, información disponible más rápido y más confiable. Y nos permitió también empezar a tomar operaciones que antes no estaban sistematizadas, como un proceso de de postventa o un proceso de mantenimiento o de servicio técnico o de atención al cliente que antes se realizaban de manera fuera de cualquier sistema, de cualquier control, y la generación de información a través de esos datos es súper valorada al momento de tomar decisiones y poder seguir avanzando y apostando a lo que realmente entendemos que es la solución y la mejor opción para el cliente y para nuestra empresa.
Thank you, Marino. That was a customer's and, in his own words, the explanation on what happened in the last years and what were the challenges they were facing some years ago, in a moment where the company knew that they were going to grow, but they realized they didn't have the tools to absorb that kind and resolve that kind of growth. As said before, Cormedic is a medical devices company, and because of the nature of the industries that they do business in, they have strong regulation of the, let's say, the Argentinian FDA, that is the official institution that regulates that kind of business. When we started talking to Cormedic, it was a 40-50 people company. Now, in a 2 years period, they doubled their size. And regarding the business model, they sell directly to consumers, and they also have a B2B model. They have different distributors through which they sell the products. So what were the pursuits? They were in the pursuit of integrating all the business areas in one platform to be able to have, in a cost-efficient manner, real-time information and be able to absorb their growth. Going deeper in each one of the areas, let's start with front-end. What happened in front-end is that basically there was no integration whatsoever with whatever happened in front-end and back-end. Front-end and back-end lived in two different worlds. They had this company website, institutional website, with no customer portal, and because of this, there was a poor communication with potential customers, with manual registrations, and the people in the customer service department, they were having a hard time doing their job. Regarding the challenges with CRM and sales, actually they didn't have any CRM application, and the sales management process was not integrated with the rest of the operation. Therefore, the people in sales, at the moment of placing a sales order, they had no visibility of the stock level, and therefore there was no way of committing a future delivery date and commit the stock to this commitment. Regarding inventory management, this is one of the most important key aspects of the industry, the ability of doing a end-to-end traceability, both of materials and products. The application that we're using could actually perform product traceability, but only limited to a part of the process. It didn't interact with all the rest of the operation. The stock valuation was done manually. They pulled information from different sources, and with manual calculation, they could achieve, with some effort, they could achieve to an accurate stock valuation, but it was not actually in real time. Regarding product design and manufacturing, keep in mind that this company had their own designs. They have this engineering department that constantly improved the design of the products. Therefore, as a result, they had to manage a great deal of different versions of the designs. The problem and the big challenge was that nobody knew exactly in all the rest of the areas what was the actual and the present version of a product. Because of this, there were some errors in manufacturing, and they had some issues regarding the replenishment of the materials and some rework in some of the manufacturing orders. And it was a big challenge to keep a good stock level, so therefore there was some overstocks and stock outs. So what were the benefits? What were the results that came up after implementing Odoo in the different areas? Regarding front end, the approach was to use Odoo website. We implemented Odoo websites and connected many of the business areas to different functionalities of Odoo websites, such as the CRM to use the forms and the communication with the potential customers. And therefore, this actually permitted some reduction of the operational costs because of many things that were were being done manually was being done with automations based on this integration. Regarding the benefits of CRM and sales, we were able to implement CRM. Bear in mind that they had no CRM when we arrived to the company. And because of that, they started having a much better visibility on the sales pipeline. And as a result, there was a much more accurate sales forecasting. And because of this, we were able to reduce the time response to customers in terms of quotations and organize and have a much consistent policy regarding discounts and prices list. Regarding sales, the people in sales started having real-time information regarding what the stock levels were, and because of this, they were able to commit delivery dates based on real information. Inventory management, as said before, the traceability is a key factor in the industry. So once we implemented inventory management, the system was completely integrated with all the rest of the business areas. And because of this, first of all, the stock levels were adjusted to the sales demand because of the sales forecasting and the planning. The inventory management, as a result, dropped down to 1%. And there was a much better integration with the people in purchasing. The people in purchasing knew what they had to buy exactly in the moment that it was needed. And as a big result, we finally had the possibility to have an end-to-end serial and lot number traceability, not only regarding the end products, but also all the materials that take part in the manufacturing of the products. Finally, the people in Cormedic knew exactly all the parts in the products, in what final product was used, and what was the customer that bought the product. Regarding manufacturing engineering, remember that this company designed their own products, so the implementation of manufacturing actually led to a much better planning of the whole operation itself. Regarding based on the sales forecasting, we were able to have a planification of the manufacturing, and because of this, the planning of the materials involved in the manufacturing with the MRP's implementation. We are in the process of improving the manufacturing process, implementing the routings and the manufacturing orders. And once we do this, we are having a much better time control through the operations and timings. Of course, all this integrates to quality checks, real-time quality checks, and recorded all these information recorded in the profile of the products. Regarding engineering, the people in engineering actually were able to record engineering change orders, to have a workflow for each one of the changes, approval of the changes, and to plan each change to take effect in a future date. And that actually was integrated with the planning, not only of the manufacturing, but as well the planning of the purchasing of the materials as well. So that led us to a much better understanding of the operation. This is the benefits, very brief resume of what the benefits were of the implementation. Regarding the project was implemented. It was actually planned to be in 2 years. Because of pandemic situation and quarantine, we had to move it to 3 years. We started talking to Cormedic at the beginning of 2019. We did a kickoff at the middle of 2019, and we did a 6 months implementation for phase one. Phase one covered purchasing, inventory, and all the CRM, marketing, and sales management, and of course all the financial and accounting and taxes areas. We went live on January 2020 with about 80 users and all the business area at the same time. And after the implementation, we provided support to the implementation, user trainings, and some improvements. Actually, we were supposed to start the phase 2 in 2020, but because of the quarantine, we had to push this to 2021. In this year, we implemented website, e-commerce, some tools like e-learning, We are in the process of improving manufacturing with some enhancements, and PLM, and implementing tools for business intelligence. This is the timeline of the project. So this is a business case. As I said before, Cormedic had finally the possibility to have all the business area in one platform and have a full integration of all the business processes in one place. A key factor here is traceability, which finally they were able to have a full end-to-end traceability of all the parts and the products in their business. Some final words regarding a company, about Nimble Group. We are professional innovation consulting services. We have been doing business with the customers for the last 15 years. We provide solutions to the businesses of our customers based on different kinds of technologies. These are some of our customers. People like Mercado Libre trusted us with their processes, enhancements of their processes. Mercado Libre is one of the biggest marketplaces in the world. It's one of the Argentinian unicorns. People like Sony, Tenaris, those are some of our customers. We have offices around Latin America and North America, headquarters in Buenos Aires, a software factory in the province of Salta, and a business development office in North America. And from these places, we provide service to whole Latin America, North America, and we've done implementations in Tokyo, in different places in the European Union and other parts in the world. This is how we are organized in 3 different business units. Software engineering, where we used different frameworks to develop solutions. It's completely software development. Then we have the people in intelligence automation. Whenever there's a repeated task that being done, we use technologies such as RPA or IOCR to build robots and to provide benefits to businesses in terms of automation of tasks. And finally, in business solutions, where we represent and use beautiful software such as Odoo to implement solutions to our customers. Thank you very much. This is our business case. This was our presentation. Hope this made sense to you. And should you have any questions, please don't hesitate in contacting me. Thank you very much. See you soon.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another talk. Hello, John. How are you?
Hello. How are you doing?
Thank you for that amazing presentation for another customer success story. So we do have a couple of questions here in the chat regarding the implementation. For example, Fernando says, what are the reasons behind the strategy chosen of not customizing the software?
Yes, thank you for that. Actually, the whole idea of not customizing the software was actually to keep things simple, to keep things as simple as possible, and to have a less complex and less expensive maintenance of the software. Every time you develop a new feature, or you think you're developing new features, actually you're adding complexity to the maintenance of the software, and you adding putting the software in a more expensive way to maintain from a long-term perspective.
Amazing. So keeping things simple, clean, and a little bit cheaper for the client, right?
Yes, that was one of the most important challenges. And what we did to achieve that was to first train the users. We chose a key user for each business area, and we did a heavy training of each one of the users. And once we did that, then we did the assessment and the gap analysis. So many things we just canceled the gaps because they understand there was a new way of doing things. And because of that, we only did 2 customizations in a period of 2 years. Yes, in a period of 2 years, and with all the business areas in the same installation.
Yeah, that is amazing. That shows really the powerful Odoo tool, just to be able to adapt without needing much customization. We do have another question here. Juan Gonzalez says, what were the main automations implemented for the business process? Main automations.
Well, we did automations in many different areas, but I think that the most important ones had to do with traceability, which actually has to do with the main regulation of the industry, the medical industry.
Okay.
Actually, that was not that hard to place because of the strong functionality, the native functionality across all the supply chain and inventory that it's standard for Odoo. But the one that was more complex had to do with the replenishment of the materials for the manufacturing processes. So keep in mind that this company, they build their own products. They have bill of materials that have like 7 different levels and hundreds of different materials. And what we did was to categorize each of these different levels, different materials, and to build different routings with different controls through the different business processes. So that actually was more complex. We could actually, after doing several prototypes, we could achieve to do everything with standard functionality, and it was a bit hard to do. But actually, we could implement a full integrated traceability of all the replenishment of the manufacturing processes.
Amazing, John. So we thank you for the answers. We need to wrap it up, but of course, John will be answering questions in the link provided. So be sure to hop in there. See if you have guys any more questions. John, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Edo. Thank you
everyone
for having me.